Welcome back to Kababayan Today. Kasama natin ang writer ng The Mango Bride, si Marivi Soliven. Hello and welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, so before we went to break, we were talking about how your novel has really reached out to a lot of people that have all of a sudden contacted you about the sensitive issue of domestic violence. Can you share with us, anonymously of course, some of the stories that you've gotten because of your work?
Well, I didn't mention that my day job is I'm actually a phone interpreter for several companies. And I noticed right around the time that The Mango Bride I was writing it, that the economy was tanking and there were more and more calls for interpretation for the National Domestic Violence Hotline. So it turns out that when the economy goes down, domestic violence goes up. And so that served as part of the inspiration for writing The Mango Bride. And then after the book came out, I began getting these letters from women who said, you know, this happened to me. And I really felt for Beverly's plight because I was also a survivor of domestic violence. And I thought that that was a sign that I should probably do something to help them rather than just stay happy with the book. So I reached out, I looked around San Diego, and I found a nonprofit called Access Inc., which is a legal aid, low-cost legal aid clinic run by a Filipino-American lawyer called Ann Bautista, who also teaches at California Western School of Law. And what she does is she gets her legal interns to do all the discovery and the research so that her only billable hours is when she has to come to court. And because of that, she's able to save a woman, a domestic survivor of domestic violence, for under $1,000. So basically, I worked with her for many months, and we put up a fundraiser that was at the Joan Kroc Center for Peace and Justice in October, like 4 years ago. We got former American ambassador to the Philippines, Harry Thomas, who had married a Filipino woman, Mithi. And he came and gave the keynote speech, and we raised enough money, it was almost $10,000, to save 9 women.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So, and then because a friend of mine came down from San Francisco to attend this fundraiser, he was so inspired. He said, we must do it in San Francisco. So we did it again there, raised several more $1,000s, and then we went up to Anchorage. And so, you know, anytime anyone invites me anywhere, you know, as long as I can come and I have the time to come, then I'm happy to do it. You know.
So the Saving Beverly campaign, bakit Beverly?
Kasi si Beverly, ano yan eh, character yan, and her mother, who died tragically early on in the novel, named her Beverly because she was a movie addict, and she said, in Beverly Hills, lahat magaganda, lahat mayayaman, all of their dreams will come true, and she wanted Beverly to have that life, so she named her Beverly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how our culture plays such a big role in how domestic violence happens, doesn't it?
Yes.
And lalo na sa ating mga pamilya, hindi natin pinag-uusapan yan, di ba?
Nakakahiya.
Nakakahiya. Ano na lang sasabihin ng mga kamag-anak? Ano sasabihin ng mga kapitbahay? Hindi natin pinag-uusapan yan. So I'm so glad that through art, you're able to talk about this, because ang misconception kasi, babae lang yung nabubugbog.
Oo.
At bugbog lang. Pero ang alam natin, through research, it's not just physical abuse.
No, it's financial, it's emotional, it's verbal. Like, domestic violence takes many forms. And I've done book tours in like various, what do you call it, consulates around the country. And the previous consulate in New York, Mario De Leon was saying, the thing about mail order brides, it's mahirap yan hanapin eh. Kasi it's not exactly human trafficking, because there's the women, they purposely enter into that engagement, you know, enter into that marriage. So you can't say they're victims of human trafficking. Tapos nahihiya pa sila. And they tend to marry men who are like in these rural areas, you know, in the tri-state area. So they're hard to find. And you know naman sa atin, we don't have this tradition of reaching out to social workers sa Manila. Wala namang ganyan, di ba?
Wala.
So they don't know where to go. And usually their only contact to the United States is their husband who's abusing them. So it makes it that much harder. And so he said, maybe this book will be our way of entering into the conversation so that we can introduce the possibility that they're being abused and they can go off of that story. Parang
Wonderful.
ganon.
Okay, we want to be able to provide our kababayans who are watching some more information about Saving Beverly if they'd like to get involved, donate, help out. We'll give you those details when we return here on Kababayan Today so that you can reach out to Marivi and help. Maraming salamat.